In this video, I want to talk about equipment when you're starting a YouTube channel. And if you clicked on this video, this might be the best one on YouTube. My name is Nathan and this is the Blueprint YouTube channel, and I've been a creator for 12 years. I've posted nearly 5,000 videos to the platform that have gained me 40 million subscribers. And something that I get asked all the time in my messages is equipment. I need a better computer to film. What camera should I buy? What software should I use? All of these different questions, we're gonna cover everything in this video. The first thing to understand is that obviously equipment is very important to creating a video. If I didn't have a camera right now, I couldn't film. If I didn't have my laptop, I couldn't upload this video to YouTube or edit it. So equipment is very important. And there's really three things when it comes to equipment. First thing, you need some sort of computer to edit. It could be an actual computer or it could be your phone. The second thing you need is some sort of camera and microphone. So right now I'm using a camera with a microphone attached to it. And the third thing you need is software, some type of editing software to allow you to piece all your footage together and publish it to YouTube. So those are really only the three things that you need. Now here's where people go wrong. A lot of people think they need the best camera, the best microphone to film YouTube videos. And let me just tell you, that's not true. In my 12 years of making YouTube videos, I can tell you that I have never seen a YouTuber fail because they didn't have a good enough camera. I've also never seen a YouTuber fail because they didn't have the best editing program. It's not how it works. You have to get creative with the resources that you have currently and work your way towards getting better equipment in the future. But better equipment does not mean that you're gonna make terrible videos. For example, if I give you the best camera in the world right now, does that instantly make you a great creator? No, not at all. I've never played basketball in my entire life. So if I get gifted the best basketball shoes in history, does that instantly mean I'm gonna slam dunk? Absolutely not. I've never played basketball. You actually not having the top tier best equipment to make videos is an advantage because it allows you to get creative with your videos. And look, we're about to break down the equipment and my story, but this might be the most important point of this entire video. When I started YouTube, I didn't have the best computer. It was about a $200 laptop and it wouldn't even run the game of Minecraft. So I had to downgrade the operating software in order for me to run Minecraft so I can make videos. And that right there versus what if I just got a more expensive computer and I didn't have those problems. Minecraft ran properly, I didn't have any issues, and everything was great. But then I'm not solving problems. When you don't have the proper equipment, it forces you to get creative with making your videos, which allows you to be a problem solver, which being a creator, you're solving problems left and right for years. Right now, you might think not having the best camera or the best microphone is your biggest problem, but I'm here to tell you, out of my 12 years of YouTube experience, that should be the least of your problems, because your problems are only gonna get bigger, they're gonna get more difficult to solve as you grow. And if you just get handed the best equipment, you don't have an opportunity to improve your creative skill set to make better videos. For example, when I started, I didn't have a tripod, right? So I would get very creative with stacking books and doing all these different things to put my camera in the right places so I could film. So with that being said, this video is now gonna split into two parts. Part number one, we're gonna talk about my story, what equipment I used, how I got my equipment, and basically how I started YouTube with equipment. And then part two, we're gonna talk about equipment for you, what equipment you need to start your channel. Let's start with part number one, how I acquired everything from 0 subscribers all the way to nearly 10 million subscribers and the equipment that I use today to film my videos. But going back to the beginning, my first ever laptop that allowed me to create videos was a Sony Vaio laptop, if I'm saying that correctly. This laptop today you can buy for $138. I got this as a Christmas present. I didn't actually get the laptop to make YouTube videos. I got it because I just wanted a laptop. My parents obviously got me this for Christmas, and I also had a Turtle Beach gaming headset that I already had for my PlayStation. So I didn't get the headset for Christmas, but the headset also had a built-in microphone. And that was my setup for my first 100 videos. You can also see this in the movie. I would actually set my headset in front of my computer so my microphone would be a little further away so it would capture my voice better, because whenever the microphone was really close to my mouth when the headset was on, the audio was was just terrible. And then I could go into editing and I could just boost the audio even though it was a little quiet. But that was my setup for my first 100 videos. For software, I used a program called Fraps. It was completely free, super easy to use. However, today I would highly recommend using OBS Studio if you're filming videos on a computer. That one's also completely free. Now, my first about 10 to 20 videos, I actually did not edit them at all. I didn't have an editing software. I literally just uploaded the raw footage. But when I did start editing, I used a program called Microsoft Movie Maker. I believe that's what it was called. I'm looking at it right now, and it was completely free. It came with your laptop, but unfortunately today they discontinued it, so you can't get it anymore. But it was a great software. It did the job. It looks super ancient, but it worked. Now today, if you're editing, I highly recommend using iMovie. It's completely free. I also recommend CapCut, which is completely free, or you could use Microsoft Champ, which is also completely free. And then we got my YouTube thumbnails. So for my first like 10 to 20 thumbnails, I just found a free editing software online. I would take screenshots in the game and I would just throw text on there. So that was completely free. Eventually I started adding music into my videos. So I would just search up free copyrighted music online and I would find a bunch of free copyrighted music. There's also a YouTube channel called No Copyright Sounds, and you can actually download their songs and use them in your videos, and there's no copyright. So basically the breakdown is when I first started my YouTube channel, it cost me about $250. My laptop was $200 when I got it 10 years ago, but today you can get it for $130. My headset microphone was a Turtle Beach, and that was about $50. And then we have my recording software, which was Fraps, that was free. We have my editing software, which was Microsoft, which is completely free. Thumbnails, I used a free editing software, and music, I used No Copyright Sounds and a bunch of other websites that I found free copyright music. That was also completely free. Fast forwarding a little bit more, after I made about 100 videos, I did a ton of chores for my parents, like, mowing the grass, helping clean the house on the weekends. I also helped install like a fence and just did small things around the house that I could help with. So I was able to earn a little extra money from chores. So obviously if you can do that, then do it. You could also open a lemonade stand. You could mow your neighbor's grass. There's tons of ways that you can earn an extra $20, $30 for the week that could possibly get you a new microphone. My first nice microphone that I purchased was a Blue Yeti. Now you can buy one today for about $84. And I was even able to find used ones for as low as about $40. I got this microphone when I had around 1,000 subscribers, and I even made a video of me unboxing it. Then once I grew my channel to about 10,000 subscribers, that's when I saved up a little bit of money from doing chores and doing all these things. And I also got a little bit of money from YouTube. I don't think it was very much at all, but I decided to get a desktop computer for $400 and get away from my laptop that was just terrible. I mean, it did the job. It pumped out a couple hundred videos, but man, I needed an upgrade. I also figured out it was cheaper to build the computer than actually buy it. So I actually bought all the parts. I bought the motherboard, the graphics card, the CPU, the RAM, and I pieced everything together, and that saved me about $200. And you're probably curious, yo, how did you learn how to build a computer? I literally watched videos on YouTube. That's exactly what I did. I watched videos on YouTube on what parts to look for, how to make sure the parts are compatible, and then how to build it, piece it together, and install the operating software to actually run it. Then we fast forward to 100,000 subscribers. Now, around this time, I was making a couple $1,000s, so it was really time to upgrade my setup. This is a setup tour video I did with 100,000 subscribers, and you can see that I have upgraded my camera, my mouse, my keyboard, my computer, everything. I just upgraded everything. I even got a bigger desk as well, which I believe I actually got this desk from like a yard sale. So I saved a little bit of money there. We're at 100,000 subscribers. Let's go over everything. I bought a new editing software from Best Buy. It was called Movie Maker. It was $150. I upgraded my monitor, my keyboard, and a lot of things on my desk, and that was $750. I ended up buying Photoshop, which still to this day, I believe is the best program for making thumbnails, and that cost me $250. I also bought a Logitech Facecam C920. That was $59, which still to this day, I think that is a great face cam if you're wanting to use that. I still used free no copyright music in my videos, and I still used a free recording software, which at the time was OBS Studio. So that is everything. Now, let's fast forward to when I had a couple million subscribers. This was in 2018. This is my newest setup, my $40,000 gaming and recording setup. Now, I know this is a big jump from 100,000 subscribers, but at this time, I was making a very good salary on a yearly basis, and I obviously spent a ton of money really upgrading everything. I got multiple monitors, I custom built a computer, and I went all out on the specs for the computer because I really wanted to film the best videos possible at high resolution, high frame rates. But let's break down my setup here. We had a custom built gaming PC. This was around $5,000 that I spent on it. My face cam was a GH5, but shortly after I upgraded to a Sony a7S III, which I believe is around $3,000 to $4,000. My microphone was a Shure SM7B, which is actually this microphone right here. My lighting was Drawcast lights. I had, I think, 3 to 4 of those. I still used OBS Studio, which was completely free, and still to this day, I use OBS Studio. It's the best of the best. I still use Photoshop for my thumbnails. I upgraded to Epidemic Sounds for better music. So this was a paid subscription to get music on your videos. And I upgraded to Adobe Premiere for editing. And Adobe Premiere is something we still use today for all of our videos, including this video right here. Now, if we fast forward a little bit more to our bigger channel, we have obviously upgraded so much gear. I mean, we pretty much have everything under the sun except for a cinema camera. We have multiple Sony a7S III cameras. We have Rode camera mics, camera cages. We have tons of aperture lights. We have Titan tubes as well. We have GoPros. We have 12, 11, and 10 versions of GoPros. I don't know how many we have, but I think it's in the range of like 10 to maybe 15 GoPros. We also have multiple DJI Mavic drones, and we also have a DJI cinema camera that we probably should use a little bit more. And then for all of our audio, including the audio we're using right now, we use these Tascam lav mics. These things are incredible, absolutely great. And if I walk off camera and away from the camera, you can still hear me no matter where I go. So that's why these things are great, but this is what we use today on all of our vlogs. And then we have some crazy computer rigs to allow our editing team to edit. We have the top of the line AMD processors, great GPUs. Pretty much everything that we have is like maxed out, the best of the best. You're gonna invest a lot of money into your camera equipment, which is directly one of the most important things for us to make videos. Now, one thing that I just want you to understand here is that upgrading my computer, getting a better camera, getting a better microphone did not make me a better creator. I made myself a better creator. The equipment does not make you better. I can give you the best guitar in the world, but if you don't know how to play guitar, doesn't make you a rock star. Section number 2, how can you get equipment? Let's begin. If you break it down, there's basically 2 things you need. Now, in the beginning of this video, we talked about 3 things that you need, but if you actually break it down, it's really 2 categories. You have a software and hardware. Hardware would be like computers, microphones, cameras, anything that you can touch. And then software would be your editing program, your thumbnail program, your recording software, anything that's on your computer. The first step to equipment is to figure out your hardware. Now, hardware is gonna be different for everyone's channel. For example, if you make animation videos, you might not need a camera. You might not even need a microphone. However, if you make gaming videos, you're definitely gonna need a computer to play the games and edit the videos, but you might not need a camera like this unless you wanna do face cams. If you do challenge videos like me where you build secret bases, then obviously you're definitely gonna need a camera or an iPhone or something to capture yourself and hear yourself. And then you don't really need a computer to edit because you could edit on your phone, but you just kind of have to lay out what you need. My next tip is to do your research. I can't really tell you the best computer, best microphone, or best camera for you because I don't really know what your channel is about, but spend time doing research. I would research for hours what type of computer I needed, how much RAM I needed, how much GPU usage I needed to edit my videos and film my videos, and figuring out all of these things for my gaming videos. There's a lot of great cameras out there, but some cameras might be designed to shoot really good video, like this camera right here. This is a Sony a7S III, and this is the camera that we use for all of our videos every single day. But this camera is really good at shooting videos, but it's not necessarily super good at shooting pictures compared to some other cameras. So it just kind of depends on your channel. There's some microphones that are made for different purposes. This is the Shure SM7B. It's rated to be one of the best podcast microphones of all time. So this is a great desk microphone. So if I'm sitting here and I'm just talking into the microphone, it's obviously great. However, this microphone would not work if I'm filming videos outside, or if I'm doing a hide and seek video, or a water park video, or a Lego tank video. This is not very practical. Instead, I'm gonna need something like this, a Tascam microphone that I can actually keep on my body so I can get the best audio no matter where I go and no matter the environment around me. And then you also have computers that are made for different purposes. So if you're editing a ton of footage, like you're editing 20, 30, 40 hours of footage and you have all these different files, you might need a pretty strong computer. However, if you're editing just 10 to 20 minutes of footage, you probably don't even need a computer. You could just do it on your phone. So just do your research and figure out what you need for your channel. The next thing is to figure out your software. Now, the good news is there's not very many softwares. And the other good news is I've tried so many different softwares, and I can tell you from experience, these are the best ones. I'm not sponsored by these companies. I have no relationship with them. They're just the ones that I use every single day, and I've been using them for probably the last 7 years. If you're filming gaming videos, I highly recommend OBS Studio. I think it's the best of the best, hands down. Every single creator I know that films gaming videos uses it. I hardly know anyone that uses different programs, and it's completely free. If you want to start editing your videos but you don't want to pay any money, I highly recommend CapCut because it's completely free and it can be on your computer, it can be on your phone. It's a great program and it can even do advanced things like keyframing and stuff that you're probably not going to use for your video, but it does get pretty advanced. If you want to upgrade your editing software, I highly recommend using Adobe Premiere. We've been using this for probably the last 7 years and it's been absolutely phenomenal. The only time that Adobe Premiere isn't good is when we're trying to piece together more than 50 cameras at once. The only time it sucks. But unless you're not piecing together 50 cameras at once, then I think you should be good. Or if you're doing some type of visual effects or After Effects or animations, you might want to look at some other programs like After Effects and programs like that. And then for thumbnails, obviously there's a lot of free options if you want to go that route, but the best of the best is Photoshop. I've been using Photoshop for probably the last 9 or 10 years, and I have yet to find a program that is better for making YouTube thumbnails. It is so incredibly advanced that I've been using this program for nearly 10 years, and I still am learning new features about it. Obviously, it's paid, you have to pay monthly, but it's great. Now, let's say you don't have money. You want to get better equipment. Here's some of my tips. First thing you can do is you can ask your parents for chores. Is there anything you can do around the house? Can you wash the cars? Can you mow the grass? Can you help paint something? Is there anything you can do to earn a little extra money? Second thing you can do is open a lemonade stand. Lemonade stands are great. People love supporting them. I've seen a bunch of them in my neighborhood, and if it's cold outside, just do the opposite. Open a hot chocolate stand. Number 3, if your parents don't give you any chores, then start asking people in your neighborhood. Go around and knock on some doors and say, hey, can I mow your grass? Can I plow your snow? Can I wash your car? Do you need anything help with? Can I walk your dog? What can I do to help you on the weekends? Number 4, this one's a little bit more difficult, but you could go to a garage sale and flip items. So if you find some type of rare Hot Wheels car at a garage sale, and then you figure out that it's selling for double on eBay, you can buy it and flip it and make some money. Number 5, you can sell some of your stuff. So maybe you have some stuff laying around in your room, in your garage. Maybe your parents have some things that they want to get rid of. You can help them sell it. You can go to a pawn shop. You could host a garage sale. You could list it on Facebook Marketplace or something. There's so many ways to sell things, and that's a good way to get some extra money. If you're able to mow 2 lawns for $20 each, that nets you $40, assuming you don't have to buy a lawnmower. But then you can buy a used Blue Yeti microphone and you can start filming some videos. But you might need a computer too, and maybe a camera. But I believe in you. Hopefully this video helped you guys understand equipment more and my story with equipment. Hopefully you got some good recommendations. I have used so many different microphones, so many different cameras. These are the ones that I love the most, the ones that I shared with you guys in this video. But hopefully y'all enjoyed and subscribe, and I'll post another video next week, maybe teaching you something about the algorithm, thumbnails, editing, filming. There's so many things to learn when it comes to being a creator.